We came today together to remember the Newtown shooting. It was actually planned for the 14th of December, which was their anniversary, but due to a snowstorm, we couldn't do it here at the library, and so we had to reschedule. And I would like to dedicate the circle to all the victims and families in the US and the rest of the world where this senseless violence has ripped apart hearts. And along with the 28 families in Newtown, we are lighting a candle today, which Amelia is going to light for us now.
Put it on.
Okay.
For Catherine. For James.
For Abiel.
For Noah.
For Nancy. For Charlotte.
For Adam.
For Madeline.
For Grace. For Josephine.
For Anne Marie.
For Anna.
For Rachel.
For Victoria. For Dawn.
For Jessica. For Caroline.
For Benjamin.
For Jack.
For Olivia.
For Jesse. For Dylan.
For Chase.
For Allison.
For Lauren. For Emily.
For Mary.
For Daniel.
I have reflected a lot about what it means to us as a society. It has been 1 year since these families have seen their loved ones. Instead of focusing on the news associated with their violent deaths, let's not talk about the anniversary of the shooting, but let's choose to quietly remember sweet loved ones that were lost that day. Remember to make time to spend this sacred time with your family and choose to be at peace. Love, it is so simple and yet so powerful. Love connects us all with each other. Love is what forever connects us in our hearts. And so with this event, I felt the circle was complete. And we will close our focus on the school shooting and open up new gathering possibilities. Families who lost someone during this tragic event will always be reminded on this day by the pain it inflicted onto their lives. I would like to give us the opportunity to let it go and move on. 1 year has passed. We moved through all 4 seasons. The yearly cycle is complete, and we gathered 4 times. It is time for us to make space for something new and beautiful. New ideas have emerged quietly already, and our monthly mindfulness meetings and our next storytelling and music circle. And with an open mind, this journey will further blossom, and I'm excited for all of us who are coming along. Our theme for this event is the Circle of Life. And at the end of the event, I would like to invite everybody to share one thought with us. Our poets, Miss Cox and Ella, will then create a group poem out of the one thought that you have that you share with us at the end if you want to, and we'll publish it in a local paper. So I thank you all very much for coming.
On the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there is more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. There's far too much to take in here, more to find than can ever be found. And the sun rising high through the sapphire sky keeps yearning on this endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves us on through despair and hope, through faith and love, as we make our way on the path unwinding. It's the circle of life.
We gather together today to remember, honor, and ask God's blessing upon the victims of the Sandy Hook tragedy, as well as countless others throughout the country and throughout the world who've been afflicted by senseless violence. We may never understand why unimaginable, unspeakable violence is perpetrated against innocent people, most especially children. And trying to figure it out is a lesson in futility. Instead, let's lift our eyes up to God, a God who most assuredly loves us, even though during dark times it may seem that he is distant.
We praise you, God, for you are our rock, our refuge, and our fortress, an ever-present help in times of trouble. We thank you, God, for every life spared, for teachers who bravely protected children in their classrooms, for the courageous first responders who run towards danger instead of running away from it. We ask for God's blessing of peace, peace for mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers who are left behind to endure their days without the affection of their loved ones. Peace for the brave first responders who saw things that no human should ever witness. Peace for children who miss their sweet friends.
We ask God for hope. Hope casts out fear and restores our souls. Someone once said that the acronym HOPE stands for He Offers Peace Every Day. The prophet Isaiah says those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And in the book of Hebrews it says we have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. And finally we ask for strength, strength to greet each day with a loving and forgiving heart, and a strong resolve to do good in this world. Thank you, Father, for the hope, peace, and strength and forgiveness that you offer us. Let us use these gifts to help each other.
My name is Safra Levitan, and I'm hoping that everyone today now understands how important it is to care about one another and be peaceful with one another and enjoy each other's company, because without peace in the world, I don't know what we would do. And I think that it's really important for us to keep violence to a minimum and keep happiness up. So this was a great event today, and I was so thrilled to be here.
Oh, don't let me fall in. Hold on and grab the walls in. Come and free us. This place where we fall.
I was absolutely thrilled to be in the company of other pacifists. I hope that the message that Hildy has promoted and the other artists and singers and performers here tonight will touch everyone's heart. Peace and love.
And in researching relevant works, I discovered the poetry of Denise Levertov. A persistent theme in Levertov's prose and poetry is the artist's place in society and the individual's responsibility for the common good. So as with other contemporary artists, Levertov has decried the effect of war rhetoric, its poisoning of the moral atmosphere. Through her poems, a reader senses the grief, fury, and despair that have accompanied this corruption of language. It is my honor to give voice to Denise Levertov's poem, Making Peace. A voice from the dark cried out, "The poets must give us imagination of peace, to oust the intense, familiar imagination of disaster. Peace, not just the absence of war." But peace, like a poem, is not there ahead of itself, cannot be imagined until it is made, cannot be known except in the words of its making, grammar of justice, syntax of mutual aid, a feeling toward it, dimly sensing a rhythm, is all that we have until we begin to utter its metaphors, learning them as we speak. A line of peace might appear if we restructured the sentence our lives are making, revoked reaffirmation of profit and power, questioned our needs, allowed long pauses. A cadence of peace might balance itself on that different fulcrum. Peace, a presence, an energy field, more intense than war, might pulse then, stanza by stanza, into the world. It's each act of living, one of its words. Each word a vibration of light, facets in the forming crystal. Making peace.
I'm Lulu. I like coming to the Circles to Peace to play music because, well, sometimes there's really good, sometimes Hilda says really good things, so, well, no, not sometimes, all the time. So I like to come here to listen to her, and, yeah.
Well, in the aftermath of December 14th, I'm sure, like all of you, I was just moved to think, what can I do to help these moms? I guess still having an elementary school child, I thought it could have as easily been our school as it was Sandy Hook, and it was just happenstance that it was their community and not ours. So the following week I was walking along by the beach in Rye and I was thinking, you know, what can we do or what do we have that they don't have? And suddenly it came to me, we've got a beach and they don't live by a beach. So that was the genesis of this idea of inviting all the moms of Sandy Hook Elementary School to come and spend a day on Rye Beach with the moms of Rye. So I got together a small group of friends who were representative of the different schools in Rye. And in the first week back, so it was approximately this time last year, I just Googled the Sandy Hook PTO and found the email address of the president and just wrote a letter from the heart saying, like women all around the country, like especially moms, our hearts are broken, we want to do something for you, we'd like to invite you for a day of rest and relaxation on Rye Beach, and basically, would you be interested? And within 24 hours we got a lovely reply back saying that would be something that the moms thought would really appeal to them. So suddenly we got working, and 1 minute it was just going to be yoga and massage, and the next minute was yoga, massage, Pilates, Zumba, paddleboarding, kayaking. We did knitting. We sewed the beautiful quilt that's on the door. We had started it off. There are 26 stars to represent all the children, and when the moms came, a lot of them, you know, did the stars or did the letters. So it became this just most incredible experience. And I guess the more we got to know the moms of Sandy Hook, and primarily we were dealing with ones who hadn't lost their children, and we just realised the depths of their trauma. The mom who was my liaison, who has become a good friend of mine, she happened to be in the school during the shooting because she was at a conference to do with one of her children, and when she was in the conference room hearing these bullets go, she had 3 children in the school, and she was, you know, did not know whether her kid survived, and just the trauma that they have lived with, helping their children deal with what went on, and this is aside from the moms who have lost their kids, and just, you know, the depth of their pain and sorrow was something that touched us deeply, and this was something we could do. We knew that the moms of the bereaved children were getting a huge amount of help, but we felt that, you know, we were inviting both, and in actual fact 3 of the moms of the bereaved children came. And it was a particularly special thing. So we went up, myself and my other co-chair, we went up to Newtown that morning and met them all there and came down on the coaches with them to Rye. And there were 109 moms from Sandy Hook, and there were 95 volunteers in the town park. And when we came around the corner, we had gotten, this is where you saw the photograph from Balloon World, an arch that spread like 30 feet, and it had the words, "We choose love" on the front. And being in that bus with those moms, we came around the corner, and I knew the day I came out of the bus and I said, our job is done. These moms are just going to have a fantastic time, because they really got that we understood where they were coming from. They were greeted by our volunteers like long lost friends. It was as if, you know, we had all known each other for a long time. We had paired everybody off, so each 2 Sandy Hook moms were paired with a Rye mom. And really our job as hostesses was just to try to encourage them to do an activity that perhaps they hadn't done before. And so on the beach, the sun wasn't shining, but it didn't rain until lunchtime, and that was fine. So on the beach, everybody did different activities. And just to look out and see, you know, 20 moms here and 10 moms here, all doing activities. Some people just chose to do nature walks. We had a bulb planting. We had an area that we had been given, and that we planted bulbs. And in actual fact, like, was one of the bereaved moms who that was the project she did. And then we had fundraised over the months, and we had gotten a bench that we were dedicating to and a lot of the moms walked up to the bench and just saw it before the official dedication. We then had just a beautiful, beautiful lunch where everybody sat down together and exchanged wonderful, you know, stories. And I guess, you know, I think that by the time the moms left, each of the Sandy Hook moms felt that the day was transformational in giving them permission to move on. You know, the survivor guilt that so many of the moms felt was just so incredibly difficult for them to deal with, because even though they were so grateful that their child had survived, many of them knew many of the children who didn't survive it. You know, it was just so difficult for them. And then, you know, as a result of that day, we had a beautiful bench dedication, And we've continued, we've had many contacts with them, and in actual fact a group of 19 moms from Sandy Hook Elementary joined a group of Rye moms, and we did the Avon Walk for Breast Cancer together in New York City in October. So we spent an entire weekend with these women, and we've become good friends with them. And all I say is that, when I tell them, share the experience I've had today with them, how special that's going to be, because they just want this to be remembered in the hope that it won't happen again. So thank you, Hilda, for inviting me.
Great event for Sandy Hook tragedy. I had a great time. It's just sad to see all these kids go the way they did. It was just a great performance. I had the opportunity to see great performances, great poem, great artists, and I'm just grateful to be here and be a part of a big event that touched everybody's heart and throughout the whole world. Thank you.
Try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Yeah. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. Brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Yeah. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Just before I read a couple of poems, I just want to say how thrilled I am with all that's happening here among people, and that peace and the use of the imagination, that indeed there can be. Imagine, that song is so perfect. And as Dorothy knows, we both talked about this, that imagination is one of my favorite words. And it's wonderful that it's come around so that we now take the fact that children are thinking about these big subjects seriously, and they have some thoughts about it, and that they're listening, we're listening to them. And so I'm happy to share a poem that came from a young student in Austin, Texas, where they have a Writers in the School program. And I don't really know if it's a boy or a girl because of the name, but it doesn't matter, it's a wonderful poem. And maybe carry my mouse. With that said, I'm delighted that Ella is going to be performing. And thank you for all you're doing, and bless you, Hilda, for bringing this about, and good luck for future as it deepens and spreads. Okay. The title of this poem is Poems Can Make Soldiers Drop Their Weapons. And the young person's name is Jalen C., whatever her last name is, and she is a 3rd grader. Listen to this. Listen. There was a poem that could make soldiers drop their weapons. It followed them, singing its song, and the soldiers would get scared and run away from the poem. The poem would follow them until they fell. When they got up, they would run again, and the poem would follow them again and again and again. It was a brave poem. Most were afraid. But one soldier stopped to listen to the poem. He thought that reading a poem was like exploring a mountain. He listened to the poem's sad song and climbed its powerful words until he reached the top. Isn't that great? And just end with this short, a short poem by William Stafford that many of you know. It's kind of the spirit of what I feel here. It's called You Reading This, Be Ready. Starting here, my turn to say, excuse me. Starting here, what do you want to remember? How sunlight creeps along a shining floor, what scent of old wood hovers, what softened sound from outside fills the air. Would you ever bring a better gift for the world than the breathing respect that you carry wherever you go right now? Are you waiting for time to show you some better thoughts? When you turn around, starting here, lift this new glimpse that you found. Carry into evening all that you want from this day. This interval you spent reading or hearing this, keep it for life. What can anyone give you greater than now? Starting here, right in this room, when you turn around. Thank you.
Metamorphosis. The tears that we had cried then were not our tears. The wishes that we had wished then are not the wishes that we wish for now. The words we had spoken, and even the voices speaking them, are no longer ours. We had grown beyond who we had been. We had left ourselves. We were not who we were, yet somehow who we were expected to be. And now, as we step out, taking our own steps together, we are forever changed.
Hi, my name is Elena.
And my name is Melina.
Today we're going to tell you about Mamaroneck's Peace Garden. What is a peace garden? A peace garden is a place where people can do anything that is peaceful to them, like drawing, reading, looking at nature, meditating, etc.
Why a peace garden? I was trying to find an idea for my Girl Scout Silver Award, and I came to Hilda's Circle of Peace. I got inspired by her. This will be for everybody. It would be free of charge.
Where? Somewhere in Mamaroneck, the idea is to place it in Harbor Island Park. The location will be determined by the village.
How are we going to make this happen? We're going to present the idea to the Board of Executives, and with the help of friends and family, we will build it.
If you're interested in the progress of the project, or if you want to donate, please contact us.
And we have a flyer with all information that will pass out at the end of the circle.
How do you contact you?
Or email in one of the.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if you dare put on a show, you think the world is gonna care. You think the world would want you go. And he pulls up like he knows us to the only song he knows, and he don't give a damn about a thing. He mixed rum with Coca-Cola, and he slurs his words to it shows. He don't seem to give a damn why I am single. Shum-ba-dum-da-dee-ding, shum-bum-bum-ba-da-da-dee-da, rum-dum-dum-da-da-da-dee-da, zip-bum-bum-ba-zee-bum-ding, zim-da-dum-da-dee-ding, rum-bum-ba-da-bum-ding, shum-dum-dum-da-bum-da-dee-da, zip-bum-be-da-ba-doo. You're out of sight, you're out of mind. Your attitude's not worth my time. You say my life has just begun. Oh, you grab my hand like you're the chosen one. And he pulls up like he knows us to the only song he knows, and he don't give a damn about a thing. He mixed rum with Coca-Cola, and he slurs his words to it shows. He don't seem to give a damn why I am single. Shum-ba-dum-da-dee-ding, shum-bum-bum-ba-da-da-dee-da, rum-dum-dum-da-da-da-dee-da, zip-bum-bum-ba-zee-bum-ding, zim-da-dum-da-dee-ding, rum-bum-ba-da-bum-ding, shum-dum-dum-da-bum-da-dee-da, zip-bum-be-da-ba-doo. Someone in this world might know what's in store for us, and take the time to smack this boy and shut his ego up. 'Cause if he says, baby, tell me what you wanna do, I'll say anything but you. Zim-da-dum-da-dee-ding, rum-boo-ba-da-bum-ding, shum-dum-dum-da-bum-da-dee-da, zip-bum-be-da-ba-doo.
So if anybody of you, it's not a must, it's not a mandatory, but if anybody would like to participate in our crew poem, Marie-Louise and Ella are going to afterwards take like all the sentences that everybody leaves, and we're going to make one nice crew poem out of it. So if anybody would like to participate, we'll have a little book here on the side where you can write just one sentence, what you felt more than what you thought. I'd like to have more the feeling out of like what you feel, what you felt today being here, than out of like what you were thinking about it. Because thought usually comes after what you are feeling, and I'm more interested in the feeling. Yes.
The local paper will be happy to have it printed.
Yeah, so we'll try afterwards, we'll work a little bit on the cool poem afterwards, and then we'll see if we can get it published maybe in a local paper. It's like, you know, we'll find a name for it. And we'll have outside, you probably saw coming in, we have the little art show going on from like the last circle that we did, or for the last few circles, like we chose a couple of like the photographs, and especially for the Dreams of the World was our theme. And we'll have, I have another idea that came up, you know, just before, like in December, where I thought, how are we going to continue after this? Because I really wanted to close, after the anniversary, you know, I wanted to close the whole focus on the shootings, and I wanted to move beyond that for us. And I had another idea, and and I'm working on this now, so I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'll keep you informed. But I'd like to have in the village somewhere like a healing story circle, and maybe including like some of these beautiful young upcoming talented, all you are so talented, like musicians and artists, and we can make something new out of it, like a healing story, music, poet circle or something. So I'll keep you all informed, and I have, you know, you have my website or my email. You can always contact me if you have any questions. So thank you again.
I just want to say how proud I am that LMC-TV is sponsoring or is photographing and filming this event, because it's a shame that society does not imagine the fact that what we should be really focusing on is people like these young people that are here today who are devoted and spending their time for something that's positive, rather than have the media follow people like Justin Bieber, who has all this publicity because he gets drunk and races somebody on a strip, when you have folks like this who are really concerned about society and are concerned about what's happening in the world today. And I'm so thankful that LMC-TV is filming this for us today. And I'm proud to be a member of LMC-TV.
The real theme that I think that is here is that evil can only be successful in the absence of goodwill and fortitude by men and women of goodwill. And with that, I would note that as a community, even locally in the village and throughout the entire country, and throughout the world for that matter, people of goodwill have to get together. And I bring it back down to the local level, where a central theme I bring over and over again, which is evil is nothing more than a bully, and a bully is a coward. So to the future and the next generations, what I say to the kids, don't be subject or be afraid of the bully. Get together. Speak to your parents, speak to your teachers, speak to your friends. Together you are much stronger than a coward, believe me. Thank you very much. And again, Hildy, thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to come here and see the strength that the Village of Mamaroneck has as a community. It's just an ongoing great thing. Thank you.